Big question for you. Do the Democrats have a new darling? A recent poll shows that Jason Carter, the grandson of former President Jimmy Carter, has a real chance to beat Republican Governor Nathan Deal of Georgia. It's kind of a big deal if that happens. It will be the first time since 1998 that voters have elected a Democratic governor. Now, Republicans have held both Senate seats since 2005, and President Obama lost the state in 2008 and 2012. Jason Carter joins me now, who is a Georgia state senator who is running for governor. Jason, it's great to have you here. Obviously, no pressure to turn your state blue on this, but if we look at a new poll, it shows that in this matchup that you could take 36% of the vote while Governor Deal gets 44%. That's a difference of 8 points, and pollsters say that's a really good sign. We've also got respondents saying that they prefer someone new rather than another term for Deal. And this poll was commissioned by Private Survey. That's a Georgia Democratic Party and Democratic Governors Association who also helped recruit you into this race. So it worked. Are you encouraged by that gap, 8 points?
Sure. I think the bottom line is we are looking in Georgia for Georgia at its best. And right now we're not getting it. We're not getting it in education. We're not getting it in an economy that works for the middle class. And we're not getting it from this perspective of having an honest government that works for everyone. And I think Georgians are ready for a change, and they're ready for some new leadership.
All right. So you have been serving as a state senator since 2010. You're 38 years old. We've got Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed saying you're one of the most talented politicians in the state because of your ability to connect with the Georgia voters. Explain to all of us, how was your grandfather in your rise in politics? Did he steer you with some direction and caution to this role?
Well, he is very excited about my race. He's my grandfather. I love him. We don't agree on everything. But the thing he told me first and foremost is it's so much more important to be a good person than it is to be a good politician. So he is much more concerned that I'm working as hard as I can and always telling the truth than about political numbers or things like that.
All right, so let's sorry, go ahead, Jason.
No, I was just saying it's been an exciting time for my family. Obviously, my little boys and my wife and us have really taken to this, and we've been very excited for the last week about the response we've been getting.
All right, well, let me get your reaction to what's taking place in D.C. right now, because we're waiting on the president to come out, give his thoughts on what would be a potential fix for concerns with the ACA, and many Democrats, they're demanding that something happen. What are you hoping to hear from the president? And do you think that Democrats in Washington are doing what they need to do at this time to help support the president through this rocky rollout?
Well, look, I mean, Georgia has always been at its best, stays away from the mess of Washington politics. And right now, I think Georgians are really frustrated with Obamacare. I think folks are feeling like it's a mess. And so what I'm hoping to see from the president is some kind of fix. But right now, I think folks are really frustrated, including me.
And when you talk about that frustration, obviously Georgia did not enact its own exchange. And we have seen the successes of certain states that have enacted their own exchanges as opposed to those who didn't, which has not helped with the president's cause in this and getting people into the exchanges. But so you're saying that people in Georgia, they're expressing frustration over what they've had to deal with on healthcare.gov?
Absolutely. And not only that, you mentioned Georgia's exchange. I mean, one of the problems we've had with the current governor is they've been playing and getting caught up in that same Washington politics. I mean, Georgia undeniably would have done a better job with the exchange than the federal government has done. And just because of those Washington politics, we ended up not doing it. And I think that's part of everyone's frustration.
Well, Jason, we appreciate you taking the time for us, and we will continue to watch what happens there in Georgia. I love that state. So we'll be very interested to see how it goes. Jason Carter, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.